If you have aging parents, you probably already know how challenging that can be. I mean, maybe their health is great, maybe it's not so great, maybe you've got kids you're taking care of, maybe your parents are geographically like quite far away from you. Whatever you're dealing with, it can be a lot, and it's an increasing challenge for so many across this country. There is a new company called Kindly, and they're a platform that is endeavoring to make a difference for those caring for aging family members. We're going to talk to the company's CEO. Logan Gibson joins us now to talk us through how Kindly works. Hello there.
Hey Bruce, how are you?
I relate to most topics we do on this show, but this one in particular, my mom was awesome. She died a year ago. The last couple of years were a lot. One of my siblings had practically a part-time job, just taking care of her appointments and all those sorts of things. When you think about this challenge, how would you frame the problem that Kindly is trying to solve?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think it's honestly one of the most emotional times that people go through in their lives and something that we don't typically think about until it's right in front of us. The core problem that we're trying to solve at Kindly is really freeing up time for families to navigate family aging and caregiving so that they can spend those most precious moments with their family members during these crisis situations.
And what does that mean? So if we sign on or we do all the things, what do you provide those clients?
Yeah, Kindly is a family aging and caregiving navigation platform. So at our core, what we're doing is we're matching licensed social workers across the entire country with deep domain experience in geriatric care. And the solutions that we provide really range from proactive family planning, think financial wellness, legal planning, power of attorney, wills, all the way to the other stage of the family aging journey, which is deep crisis situations. Think things like hospital transitions, understanding different living options, things like home care, public options, private options, and then, of course, complex care issues, things like Parkinson's and dementias. There's a whole gamut of different things that we can provide for a family. The unique aspect of what we're doing is providing this as an employer benefit to some of the top organizations across Canada, such as Well Simple, Skip the Dishes, and many more.
When we think about some of the advances in service delivery in the last decade, you'd think like something like Uber. It's amazing. I can get a ride anytime, anywhere, any part of the world, and some human who happens to have a car can drive me from A to B. The service you're talking about is nuanced. The stakes are higher. It is a highly local service. What is available in London, Ontario is not available in Kelowna. How do you source, vet, bond the kind of people who will then provide service to the clients who need it most?
Great question. Kindly has an amazing care expert team. We built a team across the country that are all locally located, so provincially located, representing every single province across the country. So that's the biggest part of how we provide value is they have the deep domain experience with both public and private systems across the board.
So let's say I work for an employer who is I don't know, has a subscription or whatever you call it to Kindly. My mom needs help. I'm from London, Ontario. And specifically, what I need is someone to drive her to and from appointments because none of the siblings live in London. How would that use case look with your organization's support?
Yeah, that's a great question. So at our core right now, we're focused on navigation. So the way it works is everything is human centered, delivery through virtual care calls. So what we'll actually do is build a personalized care plan for that family, depending on the use case and solution. Logistics is a really challenging one that we are looking on our roadmap to solve. But for now, what we're actually doing is providing them with recommendations in terms of partners in our ecosystem that they can leverage for that given situation.
We talk about the employer piece. So at this point, this is something that an employer would offer to their staff, like an employee assistance program, massage benefits, those sorts of things.
That's a great point. Yes, 100%. So the way this works is we actually launch across the entire organization. And beyond launch, what employees can do is access our technology platform. And within the platform, they get access to a number of care planning solutions directly as a self-guided tool. In addition to that, they can then book a virtual care session directly in the application with our virtual care team, all being licensed social workers across the country. And we'll actually match them with a local expert.
How would you oversimplify your business model for me so that I would understand what a business is paying for? Is it based on the number of FTEs that I have? Like, how do you sell that in?
Yeah, the great part about our model is we've been very conscious in terms of making sure we can adhere to the sensitivity of budgets across Canada. And so it is a nominal platform fee that the organization pays to provide access to their employees.
So, how does Kindly make their money?
We make our money through the platform fee that the organization pays us, which is based on the size of the organization.
Gotcha. So your growth is scaled by number of employers, preferably the really big ones.
Yes, 100%. Although we do work with a lot of SMBs because the population across Canada does have a ton of SMB organizations, and we really wanted to provide a service that fit the entire market. So we work with organizations as small as 25 employees all the way up to organizations that are, over 10,000 employees
Right.
and beyond.
And then thinking about the employee example again, if I talk to an EAP, an employee assistance provider, and they recommend a psychologist, I would then pay that out of pocket if my benefits didn't cover it. So I'm assuming any services that Kindly connects me to, I would pay for out of pocket.
Great question. It really depends on the model. We provide two options for organizations. One that is subsidized entirely by the employer. So every single virtual care session is covered by the organization. The other option is the employee actually pays for the virtual care sessions and can use their existing insurance, namely paramedical and health spending account to cover the virtual care sessions themselves.
What are you finding, and it's early days for you, but what are you finding clients want the most? What are the very specific things or questions or services that they need help with the most?
It's such a great question. I mean, I kindly we're seeing such a broad range of use cases coming up. I think generally, depending on the demographic, we're seeing financial and legal planning for the folks who are just starting to think about how I prepare. And that's a huge mission of ours is to bridge the education gap on how to plan ahead. But the most aspects of where we see our families that are in crisis situation, really trying to navigate major life transitions such as hospital transitions or looking at new living options for their loved ones.
What do you think would surprise the client, not the employer, but the client about services that are available to people? And I'll tell you for me, what it was with my mom is, oh, there's a category of people who aren't PSWs who actually there's a company that I could retain to just have someone go and keep my mom company. And they've got lots of people, they're bonded, they're insured, all those sorts of things. I didn't even know this existed. Are there other examples in terms of the care ecosystem that people might be surprised by?
I think the real interesting aspect of this is the lack of data that's available to people. And oftentimes the experience that our care expert teams, for example, have covers such a wide range of services. I mean, you can imagine the amount of supports that are available in one specific community that you may not even know is available from a 10-kilometer radius. And so having that local understanding is so critical. I think in addition to that, there's so many financial supports that are available out there, but it's really hard to find the data, even using AI. And so it's a big part of what we've built here internally is having that deep domain experience and matching that to the needs of the family.
What is the example or organization globally that Kindly is most similar to? Does this exist in other countries? And you're like, hey, great idea, let's bring it home.
That's a great question. At this point in time, we're laser focused on Canada as the first to market and hopefully continue to be the first kind of premier offering across Canada for the top organizations in the country. I think the interesting players you could probably imagine are the insurance companies who haven't yet built out their solution offerings in this space, but we expect to see them coming, and we're already in early conversations with many of them from a partnership perspective.
My question was a little bit different. I meant, is there a company around the world who already does this that you look to as a model for what you might do here?
Great question. I don't think so right now. I think we haven't seen too much in this space that we're comparing ourselves to.
Very interesting. So I know it's early days, and I appreciate you coming on at this point in your life cycle when you don't have all the answers to all the things because you're relatively new. When you look 5 years out, what do you see?
Our mission in terms of 5 years is to be able to provide every single Canadian family access to family aging and caregiving navigation. And I think the wide range of services that we deliver, we really hope we can be the one-stop shop, that name brand in Canada to be able to deliver that. I would say in 5 years, we'll also be looking at expanding into new markets across the US and probably the UK.
Interesting. And just before we go here, who funds you? Where's your money come from? You're not working for free.
Great question. Yeah, we have an amazing venture. Simple Ventures are our investors. Relatively new venture firm that's backed by and started by the CEO of Well Simple, Michael Katchen, and the CEO of Simple Ventures, Rachel Zimmer. They've been an amazing partner since inception of the company.
Interesting. Logan, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Logan Gibson, CEO of Kindly, interesting platform to help address some of the challenges that kids face when they're really trying to support their aging parents.